Well, the poor Syrians don't really know it, but they are being dispatched to what we may call the liberal plantation. And what I mean by this is that the Democratic Party has created these sorts of reservations all around the country. They started out by creating these inner city plantations for blacks, but they've created barrios for Hispanics, ghettos and slums for other immigrants. They always make sure that the people that are dependent on them aren't around to contaminate their own lives. They're kept at a safe distance. Just kind of like in the old slave plantation, the slave quarters were always a safe distance from where the overseer lived or the plantation owner lived, and that's what's going on here. It's actually a very sad sight.
Well, and they also want to change the demographic mix of certain parts of the country. This has been going on for years. For example, the left moved thousands of Somali refugees from refugee camps in Kenya into Lewiston, Maine, one of the poorest cities in America. Do those refugees have a hope of succeeding in a place with no jobs? Why would they do that?
Well, because just remember, Tucker, in the old slave plantations, what the Democrats wanted, they ran those plantations too, and their main goal was to steal people's labor. That's what slavery is. It's a form of stealing labor. Today, Democrats aren't stealing people's labor, but what they really want are people's votes. And so they create these communities. They stick people in them. They're not particularly concerned with whether they have jobs or not. In fact, if you look at our inner cities, they're in pretty much the same condition that they were in 1968. So people don't get ahead, but they are dependent on the government. They're dependent on the progressives, and the progressives have them where they want them.